It started with an idea and now has become the nation's #1 athletics graduate program. He is Tom White. He is the founding director of Concordia University Irvine's Masters in Coaching and Athletics Administration program, and he joins us next on episode 34 of the Masters in Coaching podcast. Let's go. Well, welcome into episode number 34 of the Masters in Coaching podcast here on iHeartRadio or wherever you download your podcast. Thank you for watching on YouTube as well. We are so excited to talk to our guest today. Why? He founded the Masters in Coaching and Athletics Administration program at Concordia University Irvine. He is the man behind the entire program. He is the founding director at Concordia University Irvine in this program. We are so excited to talk to Tom White. Tom, welcome. Thank you. How are you doing, sir?
Tim, thanks for having me. I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right. First off, you're no longer the director of the program. You founded it back in 2005 when it launched. Obviously, we'll get into that. But what are you up to nowadays, sir?
Well, I am still involved on a limited basis with the master's program. I am happy as a grandparent. I'm speaking to you from Palm Beach, Florida, where I'm with my 2 grandchildren and daughter, and just doing a lot of things, enjoying life.
All right, let's go back, back before 2005, because the program started in 2005 at Concordia University Irvine. It was your brainchild. It started with 12 students, but I know it didn't just start when you launched it that first day. Take us back to the idea. You're in education, administration, coaching for 40 plus years in Southern California. What was it that made you say, I want to start this program?
Tim, I felt that there was a huge need. Having been involved in high school and collegiate athletics for many years, I felt that there was a missing link in the educational process. I strongly felt that coaches needed to be trained. They needed to be trained professionally. They needed to grow, develop. They needed to be lifelong learners. And there were very few outlets for doing this. There were programs, master's degrees in education, in physical education, but the coaching career, the career coach, was not really being served. So I felt that the program would be a natural, despite the fact that 2 of my best friends said it would never work. And once they said it would never work, I said, I'm going for it. It would work.
So you come up with the idea, you come up with the program. How long from when you decided, hey, there's a need here, there's a need for this program for coaches, to that first day with those 12 students? How long was that process in between?
Well, I think we evolved in coaching education over a long period of time. The state of California came up with the notion in the late 90s, and several of us went to Sacramento to lobby for the idea. It's be natural because curriculum development, program development, teacher development was taking place in almost every area of a school curriculum. However, coaches, for some reason, were left out. And in my view, and in the view of many others, coaching education was a very, very important ingredient in a comprehensive school. So that was the basis upon which we did it. I have to say that people around the nation were thinking about it. As we moved forward, we did some things in Sacramento, and then in the Capistrano Unified School District, where I was fortunate enough to be the district athletic director, we started a coaching education program, which flourished. So taking it to Concordia when I retired from the school district was not something that I had really planned, quite frankly, but something which was a natural outgrowth to make it a degree program where there was the educational value placed upon coaches and athletic leaders.
When you approached Concordia University in Irvine, what was the reception? Did you have to sell them hard on this master's program? Were they kind of on board from the first get-go?
I think it was mutual. I have to give some people some credit for having some faith in an idea that wasn't highly regarded. And it took a lot of faith. It was a blessing to have some of the leaders involved say, let's go with this, let's see where it goes. And those first 12 students, I have to thank them from the bottom of my heart, because we had developed a curriculum, we had developed some thoughts and ideas, but we were constantly evolving. And to say that the program when we started it is the same as the program now would be very misleading.
When you started it in 2005 with those 12 students and to where it is now, is it still the same core fundamentals, the same foundation that you had set when you started the program?
I would say that the foundation is the same. I believe that it's based upon some very reasonable principles. I think the idea of having a practical and relevant curriculum, the notion that coaches are transformational leaders was very important. And then lastly, the idea that coaching in athletics is relational, and coaches have a great opportunity to build and develop young people far beyond the world of athletics.
Tom White is our guest here on Masters in Coaching podcast here on the iHeartRadio network. Thank you for downloading the podcast. Thank you for watching here on YouTube as well. The program has flourished. You went from 12 students to hundreds of students, now thousands of alumni. And it's amazing to see, Tom, the people we've talked to here on the podcast, the first 33 episodes, from Coach Negro at St. John Bosco here locally, to the NAIA Westcliff University, to high school strength and conditioning coaches back on the East Coast, to see how it's spread. And obviously with the relationship with Concordia University Irvine and the online platform that allows for that growth outside of just Southern California and attending in a classroom. Is that something that you wanted from the get-go, was to make it available to people, not just in that classroom setting in Irvine, in Southern California, to let it grow to a national thing?
Well, humbly, I would like to admit that we didn't have a clear vision. We had a vision and mission, but as to who we would serve, we would have to say, I would have to say that we looked at the students, and the coaching community and the athletic community took more or less guide us. They were more or less giving us the ideas that we needed. We started with one site, that being Concordia University Irvine. We went to 5 local Southern California sites. And one evening I thought, and it probably was based upon a lot of wishing and hoping and not a lot of sound thinking, we should go national and have a program that was offered online. Now, I knew very little about the internet. I probably couldn't spell it at the time. However, it took off. And that was in 2012. And I think we've been blessed with that. We now have 4,531 alumni in all 50 states, 11 foreign countries. And we count it as a blessing. Those alumni are very, very important to us. We talk in the program about the importance of relationships in a relational program. Well, they are to this day very, very important in our growth and development. They're our focus group, if nothing else. We talk to people who are practitioners, who are in the real world, doing real things with real problems and real issues in order to fully understand where we should go. And so we are blessed, we have grown, and we would like to continue to grow and serve.
I want to pick off something that you just talked about there, the development of the program, and that it's set up, but it's always evolving. And that's important for a program because you want to get the feedback of your alumni. And a lot of those alumni have come back and have become professors or teaching classes for you, either in person or online, and doing it remotely. It's been awesome to see that. But to see your program continue to change and that feedback from the alumni, if you could just a little bit more about how important that is for you to keep evolving the program to fit the needs of coaches today. Because I mean, the coaches we've talked to, Tom, from D1 to high school coaches to strength and conditioning coaches, they've all talked about it. And it's no secret. Coaching 15 years ago is a lot different than it is now, just the way the student athletes have evolved, and coaching and private teams, and the whole coaching umbrella has changed over the years, and you have to adapt with that.
Well, Tim, I think you're absolutely right. We have to evolve and adapt, and we've tried to do that to the best of our ability. We have tried to navigate the world and culture of sport, that being D1, D2, D3, NAIA, community college, high school, middle school, and we've even served people who have never coached before, who have a passion and vision that they would like to coach. So evolving and developing has been very, very important to us. Using experts, using that term lightly, to help guide us as to next directions, next steps has been very, very important. Some of our best ideas have come from current students and alumni. So I have to give them a lot of credit. We owe them a debt of gratitude for being loyal alumni. And we say that in the most sincere terms of the word, because these people are like the MCA family. And we feel that the MCA experience has been a valuable part of their coaching history. And by the way, we have impacted these people in our view, but through their relationships and through their behavior as coaches, they have influenced, in my view, thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of student athletes. And those people are eventually the beneficiaries of what we find to be very, very sound coaching philosophies. Our mission and vision, therefore, is being expanded on a daily basis.
Tom, did you ever think it would get to this point, the program where it's at now, with the network of alumni that you talked about? Not only are they giving you feedback, not are they imprinting on young kids and their coaching and being athletic directors and overseeing kids and pouring into them at different levels, from middle school, high school, as you mentioned, to the collegiate level. Is this something that's even for you, it's like, wow, I can't believe in 2022, here's where this program is that we started back in 2005. And does it get you kind of motivated to, like, we can still do this, or we can go down this road, or we can continue to tap into this kind of resource? Are you constantly thinking about moving it forward as well?
Well, personally, yes. It started out with a friendly bet with our great former provost, Dr. Mary Scott, that we could have more students in our program than they had graduates at the university. And we're both competitors. And so that was a challenge. The second part of that is that as we grow and develop, we not only learn, but we gain some allies along the way. I do think that I would not be truthful, as I said, if I said we would have this number. However, I'm anxious to celebrate our 5,000th graduate. Wow. And once we get to that, this is an old track coach, never, ever lower the bar. Yeah. Once we get to 5,000 alumni, I would think it would be appropriate to aim for a 10,000 student alumni. So I think like most coaches and competitors, we like to think that what we are doing is worthwhile. If this is worthwhile, it will continue to grow and develop. We haven't had an incredible marketing base. We have used our students, alumni, and athletic leaders to promote the value of the program. We haven't used a hard sell approach. It has been very logical. When I was starting the program, I would ask superintendents of schools, how do you train your coaches? And these great PhDs, great leaders would mumble and fumble and didn't ever have an answer. Wow. So training your coaches to meet the standards of your school, your college, your university, your program is very, very important, because we can't expect that person to read your mind in regard to how you expect the athletic personnel, the coach, the athletic director to behave. So I felt it was very important. And quite frankly, I think it will continue to grow. Athletics, as you said, Tim, has changed incredibly. And I think society's changed incredibly. So there'll be opportunities to grow and develop, and we need to be contemporary. We are not the authoritarian type coaches that many of us may have been in our early days. We know that there have been some great forefathers in regard to coaching education, in regard to character education. John Wooden would be one. I'm a huge John Wooden advocate. Tony Dungy. We could look at Frosty Westerling. We could look at all sorts of people around the globe who have been great teachers, great educators, and great servant leaders. So this is nothing new. And again, I mentioned a few people, but we have a lot of people who have been involved in our program who I feel are in athletics for the right reason. They are teaching and coaching all their student athletes, not just the superstars. And I know there's a huge difference between professional athletics and maybe Division I athletics. We have had students who have been in those realms. We have 5 Olympic gold medalists who are graduates. We have 22 NFL alumni who are graduates of the program. However, we come to the common theme that you should treat everyone well, you should treat everyone with dignity, and everyone is an opportunity to build and develop character. So those are some of the things that are, I think, really incumbent upon us to continue to strive to achieve.
Tom White is with us, the founding director of the Masters in Coaching and Athletics Administration program at Concordia University Irvine. He is the brains behind it. He is the one who put it together for all you coaches and administrators out there that have gone through the program, are going through it currently right now, or have thought about it. CUI.edu/coaching, CUI.edu/coaching. Make sure you take advantage. First-time students of the $1,000 scholarship for those looking to enroll. You can look into the spring and summer as well if you're looking to further your career, become a better coach, become a better administrator. And I think you hit on something interesting, Tom, that you talk to athletic directors and superintendents that, hey, you want to make your coaches better. It's not just going to the coaches and saying, do you want to better yourself? It's going to the people above them, their superiors, and say, do you want to make your coaches, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, lacrosse, volleyball, you want to make your coaches better people, better communicators, better leaders of their student athletes. They need to do this. And that's something that I think is interesting to hear, because it's not just directing your attention towards those coaches, it's the people above to make their employees better.
Well, if we want to hold people responsible and accountable for great student development in all areas, we need to train them. And if we don't train them, our expectation can't be that they're going to follow something that we wrote 25 years ago as a standard for greatness. And that the idea that schools, colleges, and universities not only train their people, but support them to move forward. My view is, and I love athletics, is that for high schools, colleges, universities, athletics is one of the best things they have. It's the front porch in terms of public relations, but it also is foundational in terms of character development. And those great coaches out there are building people, both men and women, and they are really in a position to do great things. So they can be the beacon for the future of athletics, which I think is very bright.
Tom, the program, when you started it, was it intended to be an overall coaching platform, an educational platform? Because now we've talked to coaches that are gone back, or alumni that have gone back and now teaching a class, and it's baseball specific or it's volleyball coaching. Is that something that you wanted to be a part of the program, or is that something that kind of grew off the initial start of the coaching master's program?
We started out, as I mentioned earlier, as an on-site program. We were designed for working professionals, particularly in high school, and our curriculum was specifically high school. And as we grew and developed, I noticed not only middle school people, but Division I, Division II, Division III coaches. And that was the alarm to make sure that the curriculum was specific enough. A master's degree in coaching, and then I had all sorts of athletic directors. Ironically, the state of California had 3 athletic directors of the year who did not have their master's degree.
Wow.
And when I found that out, 2 of the 3 earned their master's degree from us. It was the opportunity that they needed. Many of them were A, very busy, B, didn't really want to go down the educational administration path, and there wasn't a program designed for their passion, athletic leadership. So we have been fortunate to attract some of those people. But the program has grown. The sport-specific classes we started in 2012.
Okay.
Because people said, why don't you have these? And we said, well, based on your ideas, and out of respect for those ideas, we're going to move forward. We're going to do this. We did it, and it's been very, very successful.
That's what you talked about earlier, and getting input and feedback from your students and your alumni, and constantly molding this master's program. And that's a big reason why it's the #1 coaching master's program in the entire country. Again, cui.edu/coaching to find out more. Tom White is our guest. He is the founding director of the Masters in Coaching Athletics Administration program at Concordia University Irvine. Looking ahead, is there things that you still hope that your program, I know you hand things off now, but you're still involved with the program.
Yes.
Are there things you're still hoping to get done, or things you're thinking of that you want to start implementing in the program as the one who started this whole thing?
Well, I think one of the things we need to do with current students, alumni, and prospective students is come up with opportunities for them to discuss, to look at, to analyze, to share ideas on the very most recent topics that coaches, athletic directors, and students are faced with. Because there are some topics that we would not have guessed would ever have been at the forefront of athletics. Maybe, let's say, 15 years ago. You mentioned that earlier. And so I think people need to be aware. We need to have civil discussions if we have differences, and we need to move forward with some plans on how we can best serve our communities, our coaches, and how we can move forward.
Tom, we appreciate
that's real important.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate your time. The program has done so many great things for so many people, and it continues to do so, and it continues to evolve, and it continues to grow from where you started it, to your brainchild, to implementing it and working with Concordia University Irvine, to 2005 and launching this program to where it is now in the network. I think that can't be underestimated. The network of alumni that you've got, Tom, to help, to communicate, to promote, and get behind this master's program is truly remarkable. I mean, people can go and see right online at cui.edu/coaching testimonials from Olympic stars, gold medal winners, to high school coaches, to college coaches and athletic directors. It is certainly a program that has helped so many people. And I mean, I can't say enough what you've done for people. So on behalf of everybody that's gone through the program, thank you so much.
Tim, I want to say thank you to you. I would like to acknowledge that there have been a lot of people. I think we need to stay humble, continue to pursue the goals that we started, not forget our mission and vision, and recognize that there are a lot of people that we can continue to serve. So I just want to thank you for all that you do.
I appreciate it. Tom, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.